Hey, what's up, everyone? It's the Left Clickers here with the very first podcast episode. I'm your host, I'm Taco Teagues, and I'm accompanied by my buddy, for my good friend, Ryden.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Funny story, we were supposed to do a countdown, but I didn't do it.
Yeah, I was waiting for the countdown.
So this is the first
Yeah.
episode of a little podcasting that I want to do simply because I was bored. All we'll be doing every week is basically just talk about games, shows, all the movies that are up and about. And this episode, you can see that it's actually about The Incredibles, E3, and more. So
Everything about the geek culture.
yeah, basically geek culture. So today, let's start. I just wanted to just talk about E3 actually.
Sure.
So like, I'm sure you've watched all of the conferences, right?
Not every single one. I picked out the conferences to watch. So I've actually watched live. Like I watched them live. I watched Bethesda and Sony.
So
The
like
others I kind of just caught up, with the
that's biased.
game debate stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty bad.
So
Yeah.
I actually
But
took the time.
I followed up. So I'm pretty, I'm all caught up.
So, okay, but which conference did you like the most?
Okay, I would say it's a tough battle between Bethesda and Microsoft.
Wait, are you serious? Microsoft?
Yeah, no, okay. Hear me out. I'm not an Xbox fan, okay, but you gotta admit Microsoft had a bit more to offer this E3.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, with the new Halo, if I'm not wrong,
Oh,
Halo
Halo
Infinite.
Infinite, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they just, there's a lot of trailers for Kingdom Hearts 3, so I'm gonna count that out for now. Yeah, it's like Bethesda had Kingdom Hearts 3, Microsoft had Kingdom Hearts 3, Sony had Kingdom
Wait,
Hearts
but that's
3,
that Kingdom Hearts
but
3?
I think so. Yeah, I think they showed the trailer of it. If I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. I
I don't think
forgot.
I don't think
But
Bethesda showed.
okay,
Yeah.
but as much as I want Sony to be the winner of it all, but I think I have to go with Bethesda because you know Sony, a lot of games that they announced or they showed the new trailers for are not new games. They're like games that have been announced and then they just show new trailers.
Yeah,
You
that's
know
true.
where I'm
That's
coming
true.
from? Like the new games that we've seen are like Ghost of Tsushima, um, and I don't know,
What's the new
dying.
thing?
No, not Dying Light.
Wait, they showed
There's a
Resident
lot
Evil
of
2.
games.
That was a new one.
Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah.
That was rumored, and I flipped out when it showed.
Yeah, exactly. It's really
Dude,
cool.
the hype was real. All right, but I think Bethesda won because the Bethesda conference was so much more exciting compared to Sony when I was watching it. Like for Bethesda, there are moments that made me go, "What the?" Sony is like, "Okay, whoa, I got hype for Resident Evil 2. That's about it."
Yeah, Resident Evil 2.
But
I didn't expect
yeah,
it.
but for
To be honest.
Bethesda, at the end they announced Elder Scrolls 6.
Oh yeah, but
And then they showed Fallout 76, which is completely online according to them.
controversial.
And then, yep. And then they had what, Rage 2?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Rage 2 looks pretty good.
Rage 2. Yeah, Rage 2 looks good. And then, oh, damn, I lost my notes for the Bethesda E3 conference. I
They
had
also
like a
announced this
list of games.
they announced this
Yeah.
new space game. I think it's called Starfield, but they don't have a release date or
Ah,
anything.
yeah, Starfield. Yeah, and they also announced Wolfenstein Young
Oh
Blood,
yeah,
if
that's what
I'm
I'm excited for.
Yeah, Wolfenstein Young Blood, dude. I saw it and I'm like, whoa.
But
And of course, they announced a few VR games, which I don't know. There's a Wolfenstein VR. If I'm
yep.
not wrong.
Actually, while we're on
Yeah.
Wolfenstein, the new one,
Mhm.
I heard that it was primarily it's just gonna have two female characters, and it's a co-op
Yeah.
game.
According to them, yeah, it's a co-op game, and
Yeah.
according to the creator, he said that it's actually the daughter of the main
Yeah, the daughter of
character that
BJ
we're playing.
Blazkowicz.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah. I actually haven't played the new Colossus, so
Nicholas is holy crap, the lightning, the thunder.
yeah.
Anyway, it's a pretty controversial, pretty touchy subject nowadays because of people. I don't know. It's the general consensus that the people think that gamers don't like female characters because of the whole Battlefield 5 debacle.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's so I mean, for Wolfenstein, I guess it's all right. Two female co-op characters, as long as they don't try to hammer down the feminist tones too hard, you know.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, for the Wolfenstein Youngblood, I think the two characters are female because they kind of have a backstory. Like they're the daughter of the character we've been playing, so at least they got the genetic, thing for war, and at least it makes sense. Their father was a guy who, you know, I forgot the storyline for Wolfenstein. Fought for the rebellion, fought during World War
I hate
Two.
Nazis. Kill Nazis. Nazis are bad.
Yeah,
I'm a Jew.
something like that. Yeah. So at least it makes sense. But compared to Battlefield 5, okay, as much as I'm all for, the whole female protagonist thing, I just think the Battlefield 5 one is really
It's
nah.
ridiculous.
Nah. It's ridiculous. It's inaccurate, bro.
Like
Did
most
you
of the
see the
arguments.
bionic arm?
Yeah, so most of the arguments are centered about the fact that mostly men fought in World War Two. World War Two.
Yes, that is
And
correct.
some people argue that that female fighters were a very small minority, and that that Battlefield focusing on primarily female fighters is
Hmm.
ridiculous because they're on such a small scale. So we rarely actually
Yes.
see them on the front lines.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Actually, they are never on the front lines. Females, they are usually at the back. They're either the medics or they're the.
Like medics or
If
snipers.
I'm correct me if I'm wrong, or they're the signalers. The
Oh.
one carrying the. If
Yeah,
I'm not wrong, I mean,
I saw a
correct me if I'm
hell
wrong.
of a lot of an
Yeah,
argument on Twitter. There was just everywhere people just fighting about Battlefield 5.
yeah,
What's it called again? Battlefield 5, right?
yeah. Battlefield 5. Yeah.
It's like
I mean,
everyone just.
I mean, I have no problem with the whole feminist female protagonist thing, but at least do it accurately. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like.
You
But
know, like
the
like
bionic
for
arm thing is a
example,
bit
Star
much.
Wars. Yeah, that's why. Star Wars Battlefront 2 protagonist female. All right, I get it because they actually have female soldiers in Star Wars, and it's a fictional world
Star Wars is a.
compared to Battlefield 5, where they kind of try to in create a version of World War II, their own version of World War II, something that has happened in real life. It's just
Yeah.
not accurate. I
So
don't
sorry,
know.
but Star Wars. Oh man, that's a whole other angry community in its own right.
Okay, we're not gonna
Kathleen
touch
Kennedy.
that.
Yeah, Star Wars is. Anyway, yeah, that's true. I don't really, I don't really care. Like, but we'll see. It's always interesting to watch these angry people just argue on the internet. It's always fascinating.
It's, it's educational.
It's so much educational, except with all the
All right.
insults being thrown left and right.
Yeah.
I guess
What about you? What was your favorite moment in E3?
I think my favorite conference would be I would say Sony's because all the games, all they
Mm.
showed was what I liked, but I just do not like.
Hmm.
Spider-Man looked great. Wow,
Oh
Spider-Man looked
man, I can't wait
fantastic.
for Spider-Man. Yeah.
And one good thing about Spider-Man is that we actually have a goddamn release date, which is something we rarely see throughout the E3 Sony conference. Actually, E3 all the
True.
conferences don't really have
It's
release
true.
dates. Spider-Man looked good.
True.
Ghost of Tsushima looked good. I've been
Ghost of
following
Tsushima.
Sucker Punch
Hmm.
throughout all their games. I loved the first
Yeah.
two Infamous games. I loved Infamous Second Son. Last of Us 2 looked freaking amazing. Funny story about The Last of Us 2. When they showed the gameplay, I think a pissed
Uh-huh.
off Square Enix developer called it fake on Twitter.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's
Wait, I did. Oh, damn.
he called it fake, and then he like when Naughty Dog replied, he kind of like deleted the tweet and apologized.
What the
The-
heck?
because I think there's a Tomb Raider game coming up, so they're like, oh shit, so Naughty
Oh
Dog
man.
makes better games.
I mean, in my opinion, The Last of Us Part Two's gameplay was, in my opinion, it looks as though it's a step up from The Last of Us One.
Yeah.
To be honest, I've told Escobar here a lot of times that I never liked The Last of Us One's gameplay. It felt really stiff, and I don't know. I just didn't like it in general, but I liked the story. But
Where's,
when
how
I
do
saw
I
the gameplay
unfriend?
trailer for Part Two, when I saw the gameplay trailer for Part Two, it looked really a lot better.
Yeah, it does look really good. No sign of Joel yet. It's just Ellie so far,
Hmm.
and still no release date, which is what got me really miffed. It's like, but I think the Sony conference, while it was my favorite one, it was kind of done really awkwardly. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
kind
before
of.
the Ghost of
Yeah.
Tsushima, they had the guy playing like the flute or something, and I get it, it's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
Japanese, cultural, trying
Yeah.
to make the build up the atmosphere of the game, but it was kind of weird. It was a bit
It was
long. It's just
awkward.
like a guy with a friggin' flute for like 6 minutes.
Yeah. And for those who watch live, like me, I watched it live. I had to wait because after the first part, the audiences were seated at this church looking area in The Last of Us Part 2. So like they built the whole goddamn place. And
Yeah.
then after the revelation of the trailer, they had to move to another
Yeah,
hall
exactly.
to
Which
watch the
was
other trailer.
it was so weird. It was a bit too much.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was just too much stuff. It's really.
I mean, no doubt it was interesting. No
It's,
doubt
yeah,
about
you
that, but
tried your best, Sony. It's like Sony's that cool kid on the block that has like
yeah.
it's like, hey guys, check it out. You have 5 different colors of crayons. I have 24. Are they necessary? Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Like,
So we had to wait for like good 10 minutes staring at ads and just interviews while they make their way to the other hall
yeah,
to
it
continue the
was
whole conference. What the heck?
like in terms of the content, I think Sony was my favorite, but in terms of like the execution, it was awkward. It was very Sony was just weird. But
Yeah.
overall, I think the conference I liked the least easily every freaking year. It's gotta be EA. EA,
Oh
either
man,
EA or Square Enix. Square Enix's conference was just a retread
it
of
was
everything they did in previous conferences.
it was 30 minutes long.
And all they did was show trailers of games we already
Yeah.
know of.
Yeah.
It's like, and then EA was, wow. I think EA, the thing that got to me the most was they announced new Command and Conquer game, but
Not a
it
fan
was
of that. But
mobile.
yeah. Hmm.
I couldn't believe it. I bet the crowd was just disappointed with that announcement, honestly.
I
And
wonder what the audience feels after.
of course, EA had to unveil their cash cows, Madden, FIFA, which, by the way, I don't give a fuck about FIFA. Right? I'm just putting it out there.
It's
Fuck
yeah, it's all
FIFA.
the EA
Right?
Sports.
I'm tired of
Yeah.
everybody coming to my house. They see a PS4. The first thing they say is, "Hey, you got FIFA?" No.
Hey, got FIFA now, huh?
Yeah, go. If it's
It's a standard thing
don't
here.
give a shit. Okay? I don't give
It's
a shit.
okay.
I'm
I own a PS4 and I don't have a FIFA. I don't
don't.
have FIFA.
All right? I play real games. All right? Come at me, bro. Oh shit! I think I pissed off Thor. Yeah. So it's yeah, EA's was the shittiest, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah. And wait, Ubisoft? Did Ubisoft have? Yeah, Ubisoft had a conference. Theirs was all right.
Oh, I actually didn't follow up on Ubisoft. I just
Yeah.
realized that.
There wasn't
I know
much
they
to.
yeah, there wasn't much to Ubisoft if I'm not wrong. I watched a highlight video and I think they just announced the Division 2
Oh,
and
what the
they
fuck? What?
yeah, and they talked about like some Rainbow Six Siege stuff, like new characters, new maps or something like that.
Rainbow Six Siege is one of
Yeah,
their only surviving IPs. They wish the division
I
was that
know, right?
successful. Uh,
Rainbow Six Siege is actually a pretty decent game,
It's a
and
great game.
I actually had fun with it. Yeah.
I'm legitimately surprised that the division actually got a sequel.
Yeah, the Division 2, according to this list, March 15, 2019.
Yeah, really, the first division was boring. It was hella boring. I just,
I never played it, so I can't
I
judge it.
barely played any of it. It was drab. It was a chore to play, and you're fighting for like you beat final bosses to get crappy loot. Like what? You had to beat this big ass behemoth of a helicopter. Ooh, what an interesting boss. And the loot was a beanie. Thanks, man. I've always
God
wanted to
damn it.
fight for a beanie. At least Destiny 2, you're in space. It's kind of cool. The
Yeah.
gunplay is really awesome, but like I don't see how the Division gets a sequel. Ubisoft, but at least now they are working on
I think
Assassin's
they're
Creed more
improving.
seriously.
Oh yeah,
But I still
definitely.
don't care for Assassin's Creed. I'm sorry. I know a
I
lot
never
of
got into
people
that
do.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've never given
I'm
two
really sorry,
shits about
Tim.
Assassin's Creed. But Odyssey
I
looks
mean,
really good.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good, honestly.
Like,
Oh,
okay,
oh, have
but
you heard of that? Okay, sorry.
what's that? Have you heard of what?
No, no. I was gonna talk about that. There is a AAA game from Singapore.
What?
I'm not
Which
sure
one?
what it's called. Yeah, yeah. There is a AAA game announced, made by Singaporeans,
Wait, is it the boat
working for
one?
Ubisoft. Yeah, yeah. The
The
pirates and
pirate.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh crap! I forgot
Ah,
the
damn
name of
it!
that game.
Forgot the name of that. Okay, it's okay. We'll get to that
Hold
later.
on. I can quickly Google it. It's. Let me
All
just
right,
search
sure.
Ubisoft pirate game. Where is it?
Made
Wait,
by
it's
Singapore.
developed by Singapore? Oh, it's called Skull and Bones, and it got delayed to
Yes,
2019 and
yes.
2020. Holy crap.
Skull and Bones. That's the one. That's the
2020. I'm
one.
gonna be 44 by the time that comes out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it
44.
looks good. I think it was because of the Assassin's Creed 3, right? Like
I think so.
yeah, they had pirate
I'm
gameplay
not
and it
sure
was
much.
really popular. Yeah, so
Oh,
now they're
yeah,
actually
yeah,
making a
yeah.
whole game out of it. Ubisoft capitalizing on the pirate needs of gamers.
Yeah. I mean, finally, Singapore is getting somewhere.
Yeah, I mean the game industry at least. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good. I might actually just buy it to
Yeah.
support my local
Yeah.
talent. You know, I love
Even in the
Singapore.
esports
Singapore is
scene,
a
they had
lovely place.
yeah. Even
Like
in the esports scene, Singapore is getting somewhere now. You know, they had this CS:GO team,
Singapore,
Dreamscape.
that's
Yeah.
lovely. I love it when Singapore is prospering. It is truly the best country in the world. Where else can you serve your nation for 2 years
I
with
mean, other
minimum
than the
wage,
army.
less than minimum wage? It's the best experience. Okay, there's no argument
Yeah.
for that.
Oh, but they still can't enter the World Cup, so what the hell?
We're never gonna fucking make it for the World Cup. Let's be real. uh,
All right,
so
we're getting.
Alright,
Yeah.
so new games that were announced, just new, nothing we've seen before.
Mhm.
Which was the one that got to you the most? Which new game announcement? It's Resident Evil 2 for me.
Resident Evil 2 for you. All right. For me, there's actually two. Resident Evil 2 is one of them,
Yeah.
and then there's Ghost of Tsushima.
Wait, I think Ghost of Tsushima was announced previously.
Really?
Yeah, it was announced last
Oh,
year. If I'm not
damn,
wrong.
that
Yeah.
was new to me.
Oh, really? Huh?
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I didn't know Ghost of Tsushima was announced. I was like confused when I saw the trailer. I'm like, what is this? Is this Way of the Samurai or something?
It's
And
like,
then,
but I think
oh,
last time
Ghost
they
of
didn't
Tsushima.
show any gameplay. That's why.
Ah, that's why. Oh well, if that's not new, then definitely Resident Evil 2 for
Cap
sure.
Capcom, you are killing it, Capcom. Thank you so much
Without
for
a
releasing these games.
doubt.
Resident Evil 7 was great. I absolutely loved Resident Evil 7.
Dude, that was the best RE game ever.
Oh shit, that's oh crap! Don't say that.
Well, okay. I've played RE4, I've played RE5, RE6, but come on, those were you gotta admit those were shit.
Yes, I
Yeah, you got
I was really excited for 6 back in 2012 when it came out, and I remember
yeah.
pre-ordering it, a limited edition. I was like, this game
Oh my
is gonna be
goodness.
good. It's gonna be great. And when I play it, I'm like, fuck, I've made a
Uh,
huge mistake.
it was so rage-inducing with the
It
controls.
was, and then there's kung fu and beating up zombies with Jake
Oh
Mueller. It's
man.
so stupid.
Yeah.
I
And then came RE7.
RE7 was so much fun. It was a great game. I actually have the whole game uploaded onto YouTube on one of my other channels. I can just put a link in the description. It's really badly done,
Yeah,
but you know,
man.
it's still Resident Evil 7.
It's a walkthrough, you know.
Yeah, it's
At least it's better than RadBrad. Oh shoot.
the RadBrad is an idiot with every game that he
Shots
plays.
fired! Shots
I'm sorry.
fired!
I love the RadBrad, but have you ever seen him play Metal Gear Solid 5? You'd wanna.
Oh no! That's so hurt. That hurts so much.
He's just really bad at everything he plays.
Yeah, it hurts so much to watch it.
But
Metal Gear Solid.
who am I to say that? He's a YouTuber with millions of subscribers, and I
That's
am
probably
an
true.
awesome individual who has less subscribers or no subscribers. I'm not really sure if it works.
Yep.
So overall, which game are you most excited for? What do you want to play the most?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Holy shit, Spider-Man. And that
I
is
mean,
actually pretty
I
soon.
would say Death Stranding. I would say Death Stranding, but
Oh,
There isn't enough yet. There is not enough
I
shown
have
yet.
no clue what Death Stranding is. I see a guy walking around. There are like these little black figures we've seen in the trailers,
Hmm.
and they're eating Norman Reedus. That's about
Yep.
it.
So I really, really want to say Death Stranding, but no.
No,
For now, it's Spider-Man.
it kind of showed the game. It kind of showed gameplay. Kind of didn't. You know, Kojima. It's
Hmm.
come on, man. It's like yeah,
It's
Death
just,
Stranding.
it's. I mean, okay. From what I know, it's about a delivery man. That's all. That's all I know.
Delivery man is delivering babies across some barren wasteland with the black gooey things, black
Yeah.
ghostly figures trying to eat his baby.
Hmm. And when you look at the chat during the trailer, it just says walking simulator.
Bro,
I
that
shit you not.
that's
The
PUBG.
chat went wild with walking simulator.
Fuck, it better not be a walking simulator. That's bitch. I
It's
think
Kojima,
for
man.
I think for me, I think I'm most excited to play Last of Us 2. I don't know. There's just so many.
Ooh,
I really want to play Last of Us 2. I really want to play Ghost
me
of
too.
Tsushima.
Hmm.
Dying Light 2. I would like to play that as well. I enjoyed the first Dying Light. You can just me and my friends just played it and just like a barrel of laughs. We just played like goofballs. It's at
Dying Light 1 was alright, yeah.
yes. But of course, the game that I'm most excited for that I want to play right now is Kingdom Hearts 3. That's the
Ah,
game that
yes.
I played every
This.
single Kingdom Hearts game except maybe the one on the mobile, and the last Kingdom Hearts, like the major title release, was 2005, I think, with Kingdom Hearts 2. Dream Drop Distance was great, but it wasn't as big a release as Kingdom Hearts 2. So when Sony first announced Kingdom Hearts 3, was it Sony or Square Enix? I forgot which conference they announced it at. I was I was
2015.
I was close to tears. I was like, "Holy crap, they're actually doing it."
Yeah, this dude here has been waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3 for how many years now?
Maybe 14 years, 13 years. I never
Damn,
thought
son.
I'd see a sequel. That was great. That was good to see.
And it was announced so long ago, Kingdom Hearts 3,
Uh,
2015?
Yep.
It was
Square
announced
Enix.
2015.
I mean, Square Enix takes their time with their games, which is good and also bad. Because sometimes you wait a long time for the game, and it turns out to be
Yeah.
shit. Final Fantasy 15. So uh, like Final Fantasy 7, they announced it quite a while
Mhm.
ago. The remake, I think we'll see it in 2034.
What?
So we'll just be patient. Square Enix takes their time with the games.
Yeah,
You
I
can't rush
mean,
perfection.
they didn't announce anything for the Final Fantasy 7 remake.
Yeah, there's
There's
nothing.
no
It's just
news yet. Yeah.
even a
And same
game.
for the Avengers game.
Oh yeah, right. The Avengers game. Right, they had an
Yeah.
untitled.
It's it's also by
Yeah,
Square Enix,
by
if I'm
Crystal
not wrong.
Dynamics. That's the. I think it was Crystal Dynamics. Yeah. I'm
You know,
thinking.
I was half hoping they would announce something, so a trailer or a teaser of the Avengers game, but nothing at all.
I love Marvel, so it's good to see that a big studio is at the helm for a game, for our
Hopefully
Avengers
it
game.
doesn't suck.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't suck. Normally these fucking superhero games just always suck. But Spider-Man, damn man, that game looks good.
Spider-Man's
It
review
looks
has been good so far
it's
because people were
freaking
actually
good.
playing the demo at E3. So far the reception has been good. I hope it stays that way.
So sad the demo was pretty. Wait, I just realized another game that was missing from E3
Hmm.
is an upcoming game. Red Dead Redemption
Hmm.
2, actually.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we
Oh,
never saw
wait, I
anything.
didn't really see a trailer of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's out October 26th this year. It's actually quite soon.
Rockstar. Rockstar.
Speaking of missing games and missing gameplay, did you see how the EA they announced the new Star Wars game?
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
I didn't
See,
watch EA, so
EA,
yeah.
the announcement was so bad. It was just no gameplay, no video, no developer on the stage. It was just the developer was one of the audience members, and the interviewers went up to him and he was like, "Oh yeah, we have a new Star Wars game. It's called Jedi Fallen Order, out 2019. That's it." It was just like that. It was so poorly done.
That was a shit show.
It was a terrible way to announce a game, and it
Pure
looks like
shit
it's a
show.
big title.
It looks, yeah, it sounds like
It
it's
sounds like a big title,
Fallen
right?
Order. It sounds as though it takes place during Order 66.
That's actually pretty cool. I would play that. I would
Yeah,
play the shit out of that.
it sounds like it takes place in Order 66, so somewhere in between episodes 3 and 4, maybe.
It's just
Hopefully, I guess.
yeah, but it's the way they didn't take it seriously when they announced it. It's just really sad, you know. It's like, and the developer when he said the name, he looked really uncomfortable. Like, am I supposed to say this? No.
Tom Holland all over again.
Well, yeah, it's like it's a crap announcement. I think EA should really start treating their bigger titles more seriously. And by
But
bigger
I just
titles,
don't
I mean
understand.
not FIFA.
Yep. Oh man, they're juicing, they're milking FIFA,
You have
man.
no idea how many
But I just don't
billions.
understand how the other games can be so, like EA, they've screwed up many games.
Yeah.
Star Wars Battlefront 2, FIFA, all the microtransaction. I just don't understand how they made such a wonderful game that is a way out.
Oh yeah, Way Out.
Dude, that game is $30. $30, and one game, is shared with at least one person. So you get one copy of the game, two people must play it in order for you to, play the
Oh
game. It's a two-player game. You can't play single player.
yeah, I saw
And then
the reception for the Way Out. It's pretty good.
yeah, it's a really good game, but I just don't understand how EA can, give a game developer this amount of freedom, this amount of creativity to make a way out, but they can't get no the major games right.
Oh yeah, when they really don't bother the developers and let them work on their own,
Yeah.
they're really good. Like another friend, a series that EA really screwed up was Dead Space.
Oh man.
Dead Space 1 and 2 were so good. They were one of the best horror games that I've played in recent
Hmm.
years. And they
Yep.
really helped me fulfill that Resident Evil itch for quite a time. Dead Space 1 was scary.
I should
Like
get into that.
you should Dead Space 2 and 1 and 2 are games you should play. The Dead Space series is really interesting, really scary, really morbid, really grotesque. And it's just one of
I've
the
only
most fun games I've ever played,
Yeah, I
honestly.
should get into that because I've
Mm.
only played Dead Space 3 and it was so. I
Dead,
mean,
Dead Space 3 was a disaster, honestly.
it was I don't know, it felt weird playing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It felt
Speaking
weird.
of games that suck, which game from E3 this is a crappy topic? Which game from E3 do you think will actually suck?
As much as I don't want to say this, I'm really scared for Fallout 76.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Dude, when I saw the trailer for Fallout 76, I was hyped, bro. The way they explained the game, how it's full online, and I'm like, wait, online? Hell no. But then he explained how they're gonna, execute this online only gameplay. And it
Yeah.
actually sounded good, dude. It sounded awesome. It's like you play with friends and you guys build stuff, you guys rate other people, and games of this style, they're normally bandits, players who devote themselves to killing other players only.
Oh yeah, sure.
And yeah, and usually for these games, let's give an example. All right, an example will be GTA Online.
Yeah, there's
All
just
right.
people that come online and be like, you know what I want to do today? Be a fucking asshole.
Yeah, yeah, and then that's not the only problem. Hackers everywhere. They buff their weapons, they buff their armor, whatever they buff everything, and basically they're invincible if they hack in the game. And not only that, their servers have to be pretty goddamn good to hold this amount of players. The Fallout fan base is pretty huge,
Oh yeah, it is. It's huge.
and I'm expecting Fallout 76 to be
I th-
big, or even bigger than Fallout 4.
I heard that there'd be like servers with a capacity of like 32 people per game, something like Rust, you know?
Yeah, I think so. They said that no, they said that it can't exceed more than a dozen or more than 2 dozen people on the
What?
server at once. Yeah, something like that. But I don't
Uh,
know. I'm just really scared because it's online only.
yeah, it's
Do you feel me? Do you
and
feel me?
it looks just like Fallout 4, and I heard there
Hmm.
there there would be no NPCs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's
That's one.
all
There'll be no NPCs.
players. Yeah, you know.
Yep.
That's interesting.
I'm
I'm
just wondering
honestly
how it. Yeah.
wondering how what?
No, no. I mean, I'm just wondering how they're gonna execute the story without NPC.
Oh yeah, wait, will there even be a story? That's the
That's
question.
why I'm scared.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
you were saying?
Yeah, so I was just thinking about how like I don't know. Fallout 4 was great, but in terms of Fallout 76, I have really no interest in playing this game so far. I just, I'll wait till reviews come out. Like, I was talking to a friend, and he was like, "Yeah, Fallout 76, online multiplayer Fallout, that's great." And the moment he heard that there were no NPCs, he was like, "You know what? I'm out. I'm not playing this shit."
Yep. That's that's my reaction too. It makes me so it makes me feel so uncomfortable thinking about it.
I don't want to say that I think this game will suck because I'm hoping it'll turn out good. Because I think Destiny is a game that if done right can be amazing, but I think Anthem might suck. It's the multiplayer game announced by EA a couple of years back, and they showed some
The
gameplay. And
one.
honestly, I thought the gameplay looked kind of cool,
Hmm.
but EA has a tendency of messing these games
Yeah,
up.
the one that looks like Destiny, right?
Yeah, and it's done by BioWare, who they haven't had the
Yeah.
best track record in the recent years. Mass
Is it
Effect
okay for me to
Andromeda,
say I'm not that hyped for Anthem at
Anthem,
all?
yeah, it's perfectly fine. Some people don't give a shit about Anthem.
Yeah, I mean, Devil May Cry 2. I mean, Devil May
Oh,
Cry
Devil May
5.
Cry 5?
Yeah, I'm not that hyped for that either.
It looks, I mean, the gameplay looks just like every other Devil May Cry game, so I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see. But all the diehard Devil May Cry fans will for sure be excited, so you'll be like, "What? You're not excited for Devil May Cry 5?" Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they had a few games that
Lots of
pandered.
shots fired.
I don't know, I'm just saying they have to make some games that really pander to the weeaboos.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
I have a little weeaboo in me, so when I saw Jump Force, I was like, "Oh, cool."
Oh yeah, Jump Force, man.
Yeah.
Dude, when I saw that, I'm like, "Whoa, I can finally use Naruto to fight Frieza?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean Frieza would probably cream his ass. I'm just saying, but
Yeah.
you
So
know,
so now this game will put all the death battle theories to rest.
who would win in a fight? Goku or Naruto? That's not possible. Goku wins every fight according to
Yeah.
the diehard Dragon Ball Z fans. You know how to trigger
Have you
a Dragon
seen
Ball Z fan?
Ultra Instinct?
It's
To
like
say Goku sucks?
no, you'd be like, "Hey, who'd win in a fight? Superman or Goku?" And you just tell him Superman.
Oh yeah.
We're like, "What? Goku's the best character in the world. He can't lose." It's the
I don't know,
age-old
it's
question.
I mean, I'm a fan of Dragon Ball Z. I mean, I've watched Dragon Ball Z as a child. It's just so overrated
I
nowadays.
think Dragon Ball Z is crap. Honestly, Dragon Ball Z is a shit show. It's just the fights are really good. The fights are kind of cool, but the story is bollocks,
The
mate.
story's weird. Yeah.
Fucking bollocks.
Like Goku, if I'm not wrong, there was a part where Goku died and then revived, right? Just by running on a dragon
The
or a flight of stairs.
fuck, I
I
can't
don't know.
remember. He had to come back
I
to save them
yeah,
from I think
yeah.
Frieza or some shit.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then
Snake Way, Snake Way. That's what it was called.
it was called Snake Way.
Yeah, I
Was he
think
running
so.
on a snake or something like
It's
that?
like a rock path that's in the shape of a snake, a really long path.
Ah, God, dude, I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah,
And
no
it
joke.
took him like what, 4 episodes to run down that path?
This classic. It's really
I'm
slow
not.
pacing. Really. So that's why when diehard fans defend the series, I'm like, come on, guys. There's plenty
Come
of
on.
plenty of like downsides to the show. So honestly,
Oh man.
I think. Wait, I forgot to mention Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh,
Fuck.
Cyberpunk looks awesome.
But there was a closed door gameplay showing that we didn't get to
Oh
see any
man.
of, and
Yep.
some of
Mhm.
the YouTubers don't want to talk about it.
They were left speechless. Did you see Young Yes video?
Yeah, I saw. Apparently, he said that the gameplay was really good. Like there are different
Yeah.
levels, and you start out at level 1, and there's like I forgot some attachments, modifications you can make to your character, stuff like that.
He said the gameplay was a really fresh take on like what gameplay in general, and when he was talking about the game and what he experienced, he it's like he was speechless.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes me want to like see what do they have installed that made someone speechless. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like I would have liked to have seen some of the gameplay. But well, we'll give CD Projekt Red their space. They're really great developers. Witcher 3 is amazing. Witcher 2, Witcher 1 and 2 were amazing too, so they'll definitely make a good game. But there was a little controversy surrounding the game because they decided to go for a first-person perspective.
Actually, I find it to be perfectly all right. I mean,
Yeah.
I never played or even heard of the previous Cyberpunk games, but from what I
It's the first one.
understand,
It's a new IP.
it's a new IP, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so because people, from what I understand, people were a little bit concerned about the first person thing because CD Projekt Red, they haven't done first person game before, am I right?
Yeah, but
Because they worked
developers,
on Witcher 3, no,
yeah,
third
they've never
person.
done one. They've always done like RPGs. But the thing is, at its core, Cyberpunk is an RPG. And if there's a lot of shooting involved, it makes sense to go
Mhm.
for a first-person perspective.
Yeah, that is true. So,
And
um,
developers have crossed genres before. Like, for example, Creative Assembly, who I believe they always
mhm,
focus on more strategy games, they
yeah.
developed Alien Isolation.
Hey, that game was pretty good,
Yeah,
although I
Alien
couldn't get
Isolation.
past the alien.
Alien Isolation was great. And it was an odd
Yeah,
transition from strategy to first-person horror, and it worked well.
I mean, the strategy part kind of stayed though, if you think about it. For Alien Isolation, you had to strategize when to move, to avoid the alien and stuff
When
like
do I
that.
run?
Yeah,
That game was creepy.
that
I
was a
cannot
really
play
good
that at
game.
night. Yeah.
I mean, for Cyberpunk, it looks really, really good. I just heard of this game for a really long time now. I think it was announced a few years ago, right?
Cyberpunk, yeah, it was announced quite a while ago.
Yeah, which made me think that there were other Cyberpunk games because I'm like, wait, why are people suddenly so, so hyped up about this
The
Cyberpunk game?
developer.
Yeah, I was like, were there any previous games that made them so hyped? Like, if you tell me there's a Metal Gear Solid 6 in the making and Kojima is leading it, and I'm like, what? It's like that kind of reaction, that. So I was wondering if there were previous Cyberpunk games, but apparently
That was the
it's,
first one.
a
There's a
new
new
game.
IP.
Wow. Okay. So it's
Just
the
it's
developers that they're
the
hyped
developer. They
about.
just have never messed up, and they make great games.
So this
S-
one I'm excited for too.
Speaking of CD Projekt Red, I'm actually currently playing The Witcher 3.
Haven't you
Yeah.
completed the game already?
No, okay. Funny story. I actually got it on GOG,
Yeah.
and my computer had a virus, so I had to reinstall everything. And I lost my save file. Because GOG isn't
Oh,
GOG. I didn't use GOG Galaxy, so I didn't have my save file saved to the cloud and that kind of shit. So I lost 50 to 60 hours worth of gameplay, and I just didn't play it because I was really pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
So now I saw it on a Steam sale, Game of the Year edition, and I thought, you know what? Let me buy it. Let me just play it again. So now I'm currently playing The Witcher 3, and it's great. I'm enjoying it. It's a beautiful world, a vast landscape, so much to explore, so much to do. If only you could make your own character and make your own story. But then again, The Witcher is based off a series of books, so can't blame them for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking
Yeah,
of
The Witcher 3 was really, really good.
yeah, it's amazing. And for like the Game of the Year edition, all the DLC for like 20 bucks, it's a steal. It's a steal.
Definitely a steal.
Yeah, if you haven't played The Witcher 3 already, just play it. It's amazing. I have a friend, son of a bitch. The guy told me he played it for an hour and he got bored. What?
Bored?
How dare you
Never,
have an
you'll
opinion that's
never get
different
bored
from
with
mine?
Witcher 3. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I played it. I played it once when you had the GOG copy. Remember?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I couldn't get past one of the ghost lady thing. Oh, wow.
Jenny of the Woods,
Yeah.
I think that's one. Speaking of games
I
we're
think
currently
so.
playing,
Yeah.
what game are you currently playing now?
Actually, nothing. I'm just replaying games.
Where
I'm
where
replaying Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm modding it.
I can't find the
I'm just
unfriend
modding
button.
it all day. What?
That's Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
I haven't touched that in a while.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is on sale now for $24 on Steam. Mm. And
Speaking,
story-based games I haven't really been playing much. I mean, Shadow Warrior 2, that was one I played.
oh yeah, I saw you playing
Uh,
that. Yeah.
yeah, and then Sniper Elite 4, I'm just replaying that also.
I love Sniper Elite. The games are like not very good, but just shooting
Yeah.
people in the balls is just really fun.
Yep. Like testicle shot. Oh
Yeah,
damn. Yeah.
I've got to buy a Sniper Elite. I just want to play and just shoot people in the balls.
Yeah, just play co-op with me.
Definitely is. Oh yeah, that I could do that.
Sniper Elite 4, and I bought the Hitler DLC too, so I get to kill Hitler and shoot him in the balls. So
God, Hitler. Hitler is speaking of Disney, have you watched The Incredibles 2?
definitely,
Wait, is it Disney? No,
yeah.
it's Pixar, but Disney owns Pixar, so it's Disney. So it's Disney's The Incredibles, like how it's
Pixar.
Disney's The Avengers. I hate saying that.
It feels weird to link the Avengers with Disney.
Yeah, I fucking hate it
feels
when people is
weird.
like Disney's The Avengers. Fuck off! It's
It's
Marvel's
like
The
you'll imagine Tony Stark being like, "Let it go."
like, hey, we need to stop Thanos. I've got backup, and then he presses his little pager thing, and it's Mickey Mouse.
That's like Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, it's Kingdom Hearts the movie. The Incredibles 2 was great. I freaking loved it. I thought it was a good sequel.
Definitely.
It was fun through and through, and I like that they had more focus on Elastigirl this time.
Oh
Her scenes
yes,
were great.
definitely.
Yeah.
I like the transition from like in Incredibles 1 it was Elastigirl staying at home and then Mr. Incredible going out doing superhero work and then
Yeah.
now the tables have turned. Mr. Incredible has to watch the kids and then you see him struggling like how in society all the husbands usually
Oh yeah.
yeah the husbands when they're in charge of watching the kids it's hell.
It's
All
like a
hell
crap.
breaks.
He's a crap father.
Yeah, but
He's
but
tried his
for
best.
for the for the mom on the other hand, it's like a breeze. You lost something. Are you sure you didn't put it there? Oh, it's there. It's actually appears out of nowhere.
And, like
It-
speaking,
it's
was it?
relatable.
Yeah, it is.
It's
It's really.
relatable. Yeah.
Like I'd probably be like, I'd probably if I had superhero kids like that and Jack, I'd probably do like the same job or worse maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably maybe.
Same
Like
here. Same here.
it's like, oh Jack, you want num num, and like he was in another dimension. I was like, holy crap. Speaking of
Mangekyou Sharingan.
speaking of Elastigirl, her hero scenes were just really good. Like the train chase scene where she tried to stop the train, I was like,
Oh
what?
yeah.
I was like thinking, how is Elastigirl gonna stop the train? And she did the way she did. I'm like, her powers are actually incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, I
Her
didn't
on
mean
the
to use
motorcycle,
incredible.
That was awesome. That was a pun, right?
No, that wasn't on purpose.
No
Yeah,
pun intended.
and she had like a what elasticycle, and the way she
Yeah,
used the motorcycle, where it could split into two. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah, that was awesome, man.
that was really good. That was a really smart idea.
But what did
And
you like most about Incredibles 2, though?
Incredibles 2. I can't put my finger on it. I like the family dynamic. It's just as fresh as it was in the first movie, if not better. Like all of the Incredibles finally got to. They all have a spotlight. In this movie, all of them have a really cool scene, except for maybe Mr. Incredible. He was kind of put in the backlines a bit. This movie.
Because he trashes everything.
It's like, and I like how he's still just as excited to see Frozone. Every time Frozone comes on, he's like, Frozone, yeah! Frozone is still, Frozone, yeah, that's my favorite part of the movie, Frozone. Frozone is still fresh.
Frozen. Yeah, there was a part where Frozen just walks out of the dark to the swimming pool to meet Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible. It's kind of like a shady guy wearing a coat
Oh yeah,
with his suit inside, and he's
He wa-
like,
he was the only one that wasn't caught by the cops.
yeah. I didn't see you when everything went down.
Yeah, Frozone is still really cool. Then, but I think the movie has spawned a new set of dangerous memes. They're calling Elastigirl Elastic Girl.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, she really is thick.
She was thick. She was thicker than Incredibles 1, just
And-
saying.
And there are quite a few gratuitous shots, like like sometimes the camera just pans to her ass in the screen.
Yeah. It was on purpose. God damn it. Kids,
I-
do not watch Incredibles 2. It's meant for adults only.
It's like, it's alright, And then, like my friend, this sack of shit, I went to his party about a day ago, and he googled Elastigirl hentai,
What the?
and we're in the middle of like a table with a bunch of people. He's like, "Yo, Teeks, check this out, Elastigirl hentai." That's shit.
God damn it.
I also like how when they were at the little corporation thingamajig where they're like, oh, we have to have branding for superheroes. We need a new mascot, and then they're like Elastigirl, and then Mr. Incredible's like, what? Not me?
Yeah.
And then they
Because he
did
thinks
the
he's like the alpha male and stuff like that.
yeah, and then they did little like the calculation. It's actually less expensive to have Elastigirl. You break too much shit.
Yeah, yeah. That one was actually really accurate. You know, how he brought down the jewelry store, how he brought down the building on
Oh
fire.
yeah, it was. The animation for that though, and actually the whole movie was really good.
Yeah, my
The
favorite
animation.
scene was actually when Violet shot water out of her nostril.
Oh, right when the what's his like Johnny Ridinger, I can't remember his name. Something
Tony
Tony
Ridinger,
Ridinger. Yeah,
Tony.
yeah, yeah. Then he came in. It's just like.
Well, I
It's,
was when I saw that, it happened so fast, but I caught every one. I caught every second of it. I'm like, whoa.
it's really funny. See, I love that they have more Violet in this movie. Violet is just an absolute joy to watch.
Yeah, and she was like, what, this emo teenage kid
Yeah, now she's
for
more
like
vocal.
like 80% of the movie.
Honestly, I want to see more of the family. I want more Incredibles. I want like a TV show or something. I just want to
No,
see the adventures of
I actually,
the Parr family.
yeah, I wanna see a Frozone standalone movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they should do one. They should definitely
Yeah,
do a Frozone movie,
I mean,
and Frozone getting a kid,
yeah, I mean, you
right?
gotta agree with me that Frozone's power has to be the most interesting one, and his suit looks the best.
It's
You
like
gotta agree with me.
I don't know. It's really retro, kind of like
Yeah.
gaudy looking suit. But okay, it's cool. I love Frozone.
I mean, I like the visor, the Cyclops thing, the Cyclops look he has, you know. It's kind of cool, you know. I was like a Frozen fan. You remember after the first Incredibles came out, there was this game, Rise of the Underminer?
Oh yeah, I play that. It's on
Yeah.
PS2, right?
So, yeah, so you could play like two players and then one of you would use Mr. Incredible, the other would use Frozone. Dude, I would always use Frozone. I would never use Mr. Incredible.
Oh yeah. So you could say that your favorite character in The Incredibles 2 is Frozone.
I guess you could say that,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can say it,
I mean,
Frozone.
he's cool. Come on. Ice, you could skate on ice.
I actually like the guy who brought upon the superhero initiative again. The corporation guy, the CEO.
Who was that?
The one that
Better Call Saul?
no, the guy from what? The Incredibles 2? You know, the guy that was like, I need a new superhero to change the mass perspective on superheroes?
Yeah, he's Better Call Saul.
What?
The voice actor, at least. Yeah.
Oh, really?
He's from Breaking Bad.
Oh,
The
I
lawyer
forgot.
from
I
Breaking
forgot his
Bad.
name in the movie, but I thought
I forgot his name too, but I just call him Saul. Better
yeah,
Call
that
Saul.
but that guy was a really good example on how like we should view superheroism and like just our everyday heroes like cops, firemen, you know.
True,
He
true.
has a very positive outlook on it, which was what I liked. So I was very happy to see that. And his sister had like the opposite one.
Yeah, so it was like a yin and yang situation with his family, I guess. You know,
Yeah. So
he's a yang and the sister's a yin. You know.
so he was like one of my favorite characters. How he was always so peppy, so excited to talk about superheroes. And aside from that, I think everybody loves Jack Jack. Jack Jack was just an
Oh,
absolute joy to watch this movie, especially when he was fighting the raccoon.
oh yeah, and the part where he turned into Edna,
Oh my god. Yeah,
and he walked like Edna.
he walked. Yeah, it's like a lot of people. Some people are saying that this movie had no reason to put Edna in. They just needed like a stupid reason to have Edna in the movie, and that was that she wanted to Mr. Incredible wanted her to babysit Jack Jack. But I don't care. It was a great scene.
Yeah, it was great.
It was great.
That was awesome, man.
Yeah. I think I give this movie a best movie of the century out of 10.
I think I give it a 10 out of 10 too. No,
That's
no,
so
no, no.
good. That's one.
I take that back. I take that back. It's not worth a 10 out of 10. It's worth an 11 out of
It's
10.
like it was great. Yeah, best movie ever.
It's the
Oscars,
best
Grammys.
animation movie out there right now.
Yeah, so definitely. I think the recent years Pixar is just one of their best. If you do a sequel to this, don't make a Cars 4, you fucking retards.
Cars 2 was a disaster.
Nobody asked for cars. No one wants cars.
Oh man.
Speaking of movies that nobody
Cars
wants.
defense,
What?
in Cars defense, Cars 1 and 3 were okay, but 2 was a shit show.
Oh yeah, that's true. Speaking of shit shows, have you seen Jurassic World?
I half as sad as I am to admit it. I have,
How was it?
and I did not enjoy it.
Yeah, same. I thought it was boring.
It was boring. I don't know
The
about what other people say, but okay, from a viewer's perspective and a filmmaker's perspective, uh, just just this movie just didn't have enough depth. You know what I mean?
yeah.
They're making the movie watchable because of the humor,
But aside from
and the
that, I had nothing.
humor, yeah, and the humor is sometimes really badly placed. Like, what if I don't come back? Make sure you remember that you made me come.
Wait, that was in the movie.
I That was a line by
What?
Star Lord. I swear to God. And by come, he didn't mean that kind of come. He meant that she made him come to the island.
Oh,
But
oh,
they purposely made it so it sounded dirty.
oh, yeah, yeah. Like I was thinking that's a really bad way to phrase it. Yeah,
Yeah, but
I do remember
okay,
that part. Yeah,
it was before
yeah.
the
Maybe because I fell asleep. I was
the
asleep for like 30 minutes in the movie. It was honestly that boring
I,
for me.
I think it was the part where they had to get the blood out of the T-Rex.
Oh, is it the one where they went in the cage?
Yeah, so he
Oh,
was in
that
the
part. That
cage,
part.
and
Yeah.
then he went out of the cage, and he was like, "Remember, you were the one who made me come." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like,
Oh,
"What?"
yeah. It's pretty.
And
It's
then,
pretty.
and then the rest of the movie was just dinosaurs chasing you, and then the island exploded, and then everything went downhill when the island exploded,
Oh,
in my
yeah, they
opinion.
exploded, and then I think what was the end credit scene? Some dinosaurs they managed to get to the civilizations, right?
I did not even watch the end credit scene.
You just left. We're like, fuck this. This
I
movie
got
was shit.
I got out of there once the credit rolled.
Yeah, I'm glad that I didn't watch it on the weekends. I saved $4. If I
And
saved $4.
I regret every moment of it.
But you know what I don't regret? Watching The Incredibles 2 instead of Ocean's 8.
Oh.
I heard Ocean's 8 was a crap movie.
I have never watched Ocean's 8 or Hereditary, but I heard Hereditary was a good horror movie. I'm not
Yeah,
sure if that's accurate.
I've not watched it yet either. I've to
Yeah.
find the time to do it.
It's been getting some pretty good reviews.
You know, I think it's nowadays horror movies are really picking up, like horror-ish movies. Like recently, what was the
Mhm.
one by John Krasinski? A Quiet Place.
I have not watched A Quiet
Oh,
Place, and I want to watch it so bad.
yeah, it's very good. I think it's not necessarily horror. It's kind of like a monster thriller kind of thing, but it was really fun.
Oh man,
And
that's a movie I want to watch.
one part of the movie that was quite fascinating was that they really didn't talk throughout the entire movie. There was only a few scenes where the characters actually interact through speech.
So it was basically a silent film.
It's like it's almost a silent film. I would say like maybe 70% of it is silent.
So did you watch it in the cinema or did you watch it at home? Or...
I watched it in the cinema. It's a much better experience in the cinema.
So how was the atmosphere in the cinema since it was a pretty much 70% silent film?
It was
How does
quiet.
it?
The people in my cinema,
Uh-huh.
surprisingly, were quiet.
Wow.
And I'm glad nobody brought their fucking kids into the movie.
Oh come on! Who would bring a kid? Who would bring your kid to watch a horror movie?
Like my first Incredibles viewing was there were children. Oh my god, they would just
Oh
not
yeah,
shut up.
okay. That I understand. And mine had children too.
Yeah,
Incredibles too.
that's the worst. Don't bring your kids.
But I mean, okay, for children, they can just shut up.
Or
You
put a
can tell them to shut
muffler.
up.
Put
Just
a
shut up.
pacifier.
Yeah, but what my experience with Jurassic World was? It was the worst cinema experience I've ever had watching Jurassic World.
Sure, what
For
happened?
kids, okay, here's my take. Okay? For kids, the parents can, shut them up. Tell them to be quiet, tell them to sit down, give them a drink, pacify them. But how do you pacify an adult?
The adults were talking.
Yeah. Okay, so for Jurassic World, to my left was a friend of mine. To my right was also a friend of mine. I was right smack in the middle, right?
Hmm.
So, 2 seats to my right, there was this Filipino lady with her friend.
Go.
All right. All
Alright.
right. And then, like 4 rows back, okay, there was a another man. All right, I'm not sure who he was with, but it was a man.
It was a man.
And then throughout the entire movie, okay, like when Blue got shot, the freaking Filipino on my right would be like, "Oh no! Why did he shoot him? That's so bad!" And I'm like, "Holy shit!" She
Oh
just
my
shouts it out,
god.
dude. She amplifies her voice.
Why
The
do
whole
people
cinema
do
could
that?
hear
They
her.
have like a loud ass reaction to anything that
Yeah,
happens in the cinema.
I mean, and that was at the start of the movie, right? That when Blue got shot. I mean, spoiler alert. I'm so sorry. I mean, spoil anyway. Don't watch it. Don't waste
The
your money. And
spoilers.
and after that, like when they were fighting the at the end, when Blue was fighting the other whatever raptor, the weapon that they use as the dinosaur that they use as a weapon.
Yeah.
So when that dinosaur died, she was like, "Oh yay, yay,
Oh my
yay!" I'm
goodness.
like, "Yo!" I was staring at her. I was staring at her, and she took no notice.
He's really enthusiastic about Jurassic World, huh?
Yeah, and my friend sitting on my right was staring at her too, and she took no notice also. And then there was a guy behind, same thing. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
whoa!
I just hate it when they do that. That happened to me when I watched Avengers Infinity War. You know, the spoilerinos when Gamora died. And
Oh
like
fuck!
Thanos dropped her. And then, like there
Yeah.
was a bit of silence and just one guy went, "Is she dead?"
Hey, I mean, if I was in Infinity War and someone said that, I would actually be okay with them because I'll be wondering, is she dead too?
Like think about it, it was complete utter silence, and you know everyone's just quiet, just
Uh-huh.
processing that Gamora just died. And this guy just goes, "Is she dead?"
Hey, that's actually comedy gold right there.
Man, shut the fuck up, man. That guy was so noisy.
Oh man.
Can you
Oh,
imagine like
that's
the
cinema
the
experiences.
Avengers start disappearing left and right, and Tom Holland, the
Uh-huh.
Spider-Man's like, "I don't want to go," and then he disappears, and this guy just goes,
Uh-huh.
"Is he dead?"
What do you think, Sherlock?
I don't know, mate.
Oh man,
This guy goes to the wet market and sees like this dead ass chicken, points at it. "Is it dead?" It's like, "I want to buy it, man. I don't know. Is it dead?" Fucking.
You go to the fish market. You choose the fish. You ask the lady, "Hey, I want like a trout or whatever it is," and she hands him one. Is it dead?
Is it dead? I need to know.
I need it dead.
Some cinema
Oh man.
goers, some cinema goers just need to get banned from coming to the cinema. Honestly.
What if he actually goes to a funeral?
Lower the guy in the grave. Is he dead?
Is it dead?
He'll never know. But you know what isn't
I
dead?
don't know. What?
The Marvel hype.
Oh
Ant-Man
yeah,
and the Wasp.
definitely. Oh yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man.
I'm gonna
Wait.
watch
Oh, it's already July 1st. Wow.
that.
I just looked at my calendar. That is seventh month.
Already
That's
July
crazy.
1st.
And for Singapore, Ant-Man is actually coming out on Thursday.
This Thursday,
This
right?
coming
If I'm
Thursday,
not
yeah.
wrong. This
Yeah.
coming Thursday? Yeah, correct.
Gonna,
Yep,
I'm
fifth.
gonna, got tickets. Watching it on Friday. Can't wait. Paul Rudd is just an American national sweetheart. That guy is hilarious.
That guy, in my opinion, is the definition of a good comedian.
Yep.
Like the way
Really
he
is.
acts. It's so natural, the way he does the comedy aspect of the movie.
I never
Really,
thought he
really
would be
natural.
Ant-Man. I really never did.
I honestly didn't thought so.
Yeah, like,
When I first heard of Ant-Man, I was so skeptical.
like what Ant-Man?
Yeah, I know, right?
What can he do? Can he become an ant? Can he swing from a tree like an ant? Ants don't fucking swing from trees, but
Yeah.
I didn't really know much about Ant-Man, but I just like did a quick Google search when they announced the movie, and I'm like, oh, he can become small. He can control ants. That's kind of cool? Question mark. And then they're like, Paul Rudd cast in Ant-Man. I'm like, what? Paul Rudd in the Marvel universe. That's cool. I've seen lots of comedies with Paul Rudd, and he's honestly just this really funny, likable guy.
I think he fits the role. I wouldn't
Yeah.
take anyone else as Ant-Man other than Paul Rudd.
I don't know if it's comic accurate, and frankly, I don't care. I think it's
I don't care. I mean, it's good, and that's all that matters.
yeah. Ant-Man 1 was fun. I thought it was one of the better Marvel films. Although the plot was just basically Iron Man 1, but with comedy. It was a fun movie.
It was a fun movie. I'm
Yeah.
interested to see what happens in Ant-Man and the Wasp,
Post
knowing
Avengers.
that yeah, it actually takes place after Infinity War. So, really
Oh.
curious, really really
Ooh.
curious.
Yeah. I mean, chronologically, does it take place after Infinity War?
I don't know. From what I've been seeing on the internet, Facebook, Twitter, they're saying that it takes place right after or during Infinity War.
Oh, during.
I don't know. I don't know either which one is it because I've been seeing both sources, so I can't really say which one is true or false. There is really no solid answer yet. Some are saying it takes place during Infinity War, like it's concurrent,
Oh, yeah, it's good. Could
it's
be, could
happening
be.
at the same time. Yeah, and some people are saying that it happens after Infinity War, so meaning Ant-Man and the Wasp did not turn into ash.
Oh, yeah, that means they avoided Thanos' wrath.
Yeah,
I
so
saw
I
one
don't know.
tweet regarding Ant-Man and the Wasp. This person just went, Ant-Man and the Wasp was amazing. The end credit scene, though.
Now we know what to look out for.
Oh, for the end credit scene. Everyone's like, I'm watching this movie for the end credit scene.
Speaking of Ant-Man and the Wasp and the Avengers, this is something a little extra I want to add in. What do you think will happen in Avengers 4?
So that's a lot of speculation to go
Yeah.
for.
So, to make it easier for you, your opinion on the Hawkeye situation. Some
I
people are
don't
saying
care
that.
about Hawkeye.
No.
Nobody gives a shit about Hawkeye. And
Hear
if you
me
give
out.
a
Hear me
shit,
out.
I don't give a fuck about Hawkeye.
Hear me out. Hear me out. So, Hawkeye was missing in Infinity War, right? Some
Yeah,
people are saying that he may come back as his other persona, the Ronin.
Rodin.
Do you think that'll happen? Ronin or something, like some ninja looking
Is he still gonna
costume.
use a bow?
Apparently not, I think.
Is he gonna use like a samurai blade? It's because it's called
I have
Ronin?
no clue. I have no clue. I'm just really curious as to the whole Ronin thing and the Hulk.
I
There has
think
been a poster circulating with
The
the
what?
Hulk wearing a suit.
What?
Yeah, yeah. Let me look up the picture. See if I can find it. Hold on.
I think one little theory I saw online was that Hawkeye would join the fold and help them fight against Thanos because his family was involved in the disappearing. Like in the universe ending snap, his family disappeared.
Okay.
Yeah, so that would
I
give
see.
him motivation to be there and be like, "Hey Thanos, I have a bow and arrow. Let me join the fight and help in any
I'm
small way I can."
yeah. It's like I'm really curious to what will happen in Avengers 4 other than the arrival of Captain Marvel. That is for sure.
I think Captain America will probably die in this movie.
I think so because there was
Yeah.
talking about some contract thing, right, with the actors.
Yeah, it's either the contracts or they want Sebastian Stan to take over as Captain America.
What?
Yeah,
What?
it could work.
I mean, okay, yeah, the Winter Soldier.
I would prefer if Falcon took over as Captain America. I want to see Anthony Mackie at the front.
The Falcon, Captain America. Yeah, we've all
Yeah.
seen that one, haven't we? In the comics.
Yeah, exactly. It would be great.
Anyway, I've sent you a link to the poster that I saw, and I'm not sure if it's fan made or if it's real, but we see Hulk in this little what looks as though it's a stretchable suit
Stretchable
that he
purple
wears.
suit.
Yeah.
So he finally won't tear his pants.
Yeah, so that's the picture.
So let me take
And
a look.
then we have Ant-Man and we have a upgraded War Machine in the picture.
Ooh. Right, War
Yeah.
Machine didn't disappear at the end of the movie. Right.
Yep. And then and then you see there's Hawkeye and uh, who? My Raccoon.
Rocket.
What's
Oh,
his
he was
name
the
again?
he was the only
Rocket
Guardians.
Raccoon. Yeah.
Yeah, only
Yeah.
Guardians member that didn't disappear.
Rocket Raccoon. You got Ant-Man.
Oh yeah, I see the art. It looks pretty cool. It could be legit. I don't know. That Hulk suit is And Scott, Black Widow is back with red hair. Yeah.
I didn't understand the Black Widow was blonde hair thing.
Yeah,
Why
I
did she
don't get it
suddenly
either.
go blonde?
It's like woke up.
Some
But
people were some people were saying it's some persona thingy where the the red hair was her alter ego or something like that.
yeah.
I don't know.
I think it maybe makes sense because she's a spy, has to change her hair
Yeah.
color from time to time,
Mm-hmm.
fool different people. So it's like
Yeah.
that could be like a nice explanation for why she had blonde hair in this movie.
Maybe. I don't know. It seems weird. Suddenly she has blonde hair and stuff like that.
Yeah. But enough about movies. Are you watching
Mm-hmm.
any TV shows now?
TV shows. I am actually not watching any TV shows right now, but I did just finish a few.
Ooh.
Yeah, which I kind of forgot which one of those. Okay, I just started on Black Mirror. Oh,
Oh,
actually,
Black
I
Mirror
am
is
watching.
amazing.
I am watching some TV. I
Yeah.
am watching Black Mirror,
I
and
finished Black Mirror like 1 month ago.
I still haven't got past the first season. But I finished Brooklyn Nine-Nine season 5.
Uh-huh.
I finished that one, and Rick
Still
and
waiting for it to
Morty
come to Netflix.
season 3. I
Ooh.
finished that. Rick and Morty.
How do you find Rick
Uh,
and Morty?
it's a fun animation.
Yeah.
It's really fun cartoon, and it's like I don't know. Sometimes I really just relate to Rick. You know what I mean? His view on society. You relate to them, and
Uh,
sometimes it's just pure bullshit. Which
I've watched
makes it fun.
season 1 and 2, but I haven't started on 3. I don't know. Sometimes I find the show a tad bit boring, but it's some episodes are really good. Some episodes are
Yeah.
like eh.
My favorite episode has to be Pickle Rick.
Oh
That's
my
the
god, I've not seen that episode yet.
You
Everyone's
should
favorite
watch.
episode is Pickle Rick.
Yeah, because the amount of gore in that episode is awesome.
Ooh.
Pickle Rick. Oh man, that was the way he slaughtered the rats. Oh man, oh man, oh man.
Rick and Morty, Black Mirror is great. I've watched all 4 seasons of that. Black Mirror is just one of those shows that is a must watch. Just gotta watch that show.
It's kind of
Uh,
confusing at first, though. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's kind of confusing.
Yeah.
It's really confusing at first, but then I realized that each episode has their own story.
Yep.
Doesn't link up to the rest of the episode. So okay, fine, all right.
Look, Black Mirror is that show has given me depression. That show is just some of the episodes just really have you thinking. And I sometimes I can just watch the show and I have trouble sleeping because I'm like, wow, that
Yeah,
was
it's disturbing.
it hit hard. Like it's
Yeah.
damn, it's Black Mirror's. And I'm also
Like,
I just started on Luke Cage season 2.
oh, wait, it's out already?
Yeah, the entire thing is out on Netflix.
Bro.
Yeah, so I just
That's the next show I'm watching.
yeah, I watched the first episode. It was pretty cool. To see Luke, he's a bit more used to being a hero. He's embracing it a little bit more. So I haven't watched the entire thing, so it looks good so far.
Awesome. It's a continuation from the Defenders, right?
Yeah, it's continuing off the Defenders.
Right, right.
Did you
I
like the
actually can't wait
Defenders?
for it. No, actually, no.
Yeah, same.
Actually, I was hyped for the Defenders, and I kind of got disappointed because it was so slow.
Yep, it was
It
terribly
was
slow.
really slow. Like, dude, no action until like the 4th episode.
And the bad guys were really lame. Like they were not fit to face the Defenders.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I had one question in mind when I was watching the Defenders. The end part where they said I forgot the story. It was something big gonna happen, and New York's gonna get wiped out if they don't stop the thing or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Why not call the Avengers?
They're like, they're like, oh, we tried to call them, they were busy.
I mean, the Avengers answer to world threatening events,
World-ending
right?
issues, right? But this was just
Yeah,
like,
that was a
it's just.
world-ending issue.
I thought it was just New York. Was it the world?
I don't know if it's the world New York, but anything of that caliber. I mean, what, the Thanos army invaded New York in Avengers 1?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Same
Well,
thing.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
it was like, in my mind, I was like, where's the Avengers?
I actually have a
Only
friend.
the 4 of you can stop this. No, but the Avengers.
I actually have a friend who we were talking about the Defenders, and I was like about to tell him that I didn't like it, but before I can, he was like, oh, the Defenders? That's a masterpiece. It's a work of art.
Oh
I
no.
was like, oh shit.
Oh no. You can't burst this bubble now, can you?
I honestly thought it was boring. It's really crappily
It was.
paced. The action scenes were just badly choreographed. No, it wasn't good. I was excited for nothing.
Yeah, someone died, right? The Daredevil's teacher. Who's that old guy?
Stick.
The
That's
old
his name.
man. Stick. Yeah,
Yeah.
Stick. Stick died in that series, and it just didn't feel it just didn't feel right. The Defenders. It just didn't feel like it didn't live up to the name,
Yeah,
in
it
my
really didn't.
opinion.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I expected something more. Maybe not Jessica fucking Luke Cage, but yeah.
That's Luke Cage. Luke Cage is good. I love me some Luke Cage. Never thought he'd get
I'm
his
not
own
sure.
show.
He deserves his own show. His powers are. I mean, he's the kind of guy, even in the comics, where he doesn't wear a costume. He's not into the whole hero thing. He's
When he
just.
had a costume, did you see what his costume looked like?
No, I did not actually. I
you
saw the
should
comics though.
you should
He
take a
didn't have a
look
costume.
in
Really?
the
Okay, let
like
me check
in
it.
the early days, really early Luke Cage. He had this terrible costume and a tiara. It
I
was the
see it.
worst.
Okay, now I understand why in the TV series he wears a yellow shirt.
Yep. And actually they used to have a superhero name for him. Like he wasn't Luke Cage, he was Power Man.
I'm glad they changed it.
Yeah. Just who are you, Power Man? What's your superhero power? Power.
Okay, I'm glad they did that. And
Yeah, it's
I
a
am for the Defenders, I am not really sure about the Iron Fist thing.
Iron Fist was terrible. He
It's just
was the guy doesn't fit the role, and when he does kung fu, it looks like Tai Chi.
yeah, it doesn't. I don't know.
It looked weird. It looked out of place, and what? I'm sorry. I like the actor. I can't remember his name, but he was in Game of Thrones. I think it was Loras Tyrell. He's great in Game of Thrones, but he's just not. He's not worthy of the Iron Fist. They shouldn't have cast him. Honestly, they should. And he's getting a little better. He's definitely an improvement over season 1 of Iron Fist, but
Hmm.
otherwise it's just terrible casting.
But Iron Fist was a horrible show, wasn't it? It was like 2 out of 10.
Yeah, it was not fun to watch. It was hard to get. It was a hard pill to swallow, but I watched the
Yeah.
entire thing nonetheless. It's always the villains in these Netflix shows. They're just not very good. But season 1 of Daredevil had a really good villain. Season 1 of Jessica Jones had a really good villain.
I think for villain wise in Jessica
Kilgrave.
Jones and Daredevil, I think Jessica Jones one takes the cake. I think,
Yep.
in my opinion.
Jessica Jones is a boring TV show, but Kilgrave makes it so much better.
Hmm.
If Jessica Jones
Definitely.
did have Kilgrave, I would rank it on the same level as Iron Fist, to be honest. Because as a character, Jessica isn't charismatic or fun to watch at all, and all of her fight
Mhm.
scenes look terrible.
Yeah, because she just flips them and then
Just like yeah, the
she
occasional flip
wants.
and the occasional punch.
Yeah.
You know, it's just boring to watch.
Luke Cage, on the other hand, well, that's something else.
Yeah, Luke Cage,
Bulletproof
you have him
body.
clapping fools left and right, running to
Yeah.
walls, deflecting bullets. It's a more.
Yeah.
It's not the best still, but it's
Mhm.
more enjoyable. Same
So
with
we can all
Daredevil.
agree here. Yeah. So we can all agree here that Daredevil and Luke Cage are one of the better TV shows, right?
Yeah, like I would rank Daredevil above Luke Cage for sure because the fight scenes and everything Daredevil just done so much better. Then I'd put Luke
Mhm.
Cage above Jessica Jones and Iron Fist. But where would we put Punisher?
Oh, I forgot
Yeah.
about Punisher. Holy shit, dude. Punisher? Oh, I just hit myself with my pop filter again. Punisher, top of the list.
Oh really?
No, in my opinion, as good as Daredevil was, as good as Luke Cage was, I just found myself more sucked into Punisher
Yeah.
for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because his backstory is so sad, and he
Oh
just tries
yeah.
to, Yeah, and
It's
I
tragic.
really, really enjoyed Punisher. And I actually recommended Punisher to a friend. And that friend of mine, he was just, when I was in the army, we had some free times in bunk. So we would download TV shows on our phones on Netflix, and then we would just watch it while in camp. So my friend was asking me for a TV show recommendation, and he hasn't watched Daredevil, he hasn't watched Luke Cage, he hasn't watched Jessica Jones. So because Punisher is kind of connected to the Daredevil series, am I right?
Yeah.
That's how he knew. That's how Punisher came about because of Daredevil. So I told him to watch Punisher. It was a really good show, but he just downloaded Punisher straight away and just watched it off the bat. He loved it. He he's not a Marvel fan or whatsoever, but he loved the Punisher. He told me it was
Punisher.
really, really good. So, as someone who's not even a Marvel fan who enjoys the Punisher, I think it's a win.
Yeah, that's true.
I really love the Punisher.
I would personally I would rank it. I don't know. I would rank it either on the same page as Luke Cage or right under Luke Cage, but definitely above Jessica Jones and the rest. Like I liked
Oh,
it, but I
that,
thought that it could use more variety in the locations and like we didn't see him shoot a lot of people. I mean, he shot a lot of people, but you think that Punisher would shoot way more people?
true, true. That I can agree on. Yeah,
But it was
that's true.
brutal.
And
It was fun,
yeah,
and the act John Bernthal, right? Was it Josh or John Bernthal?
John
Was it John
Bernthal.
Bernthal?
I
Yeah,
think it's
he's
John.
just
I think it's John.
so much fun to see him raging.
Yeah, man. He fits the role of
Yeah,
Punisher.
he
I mean,
perfectly. He makes a
he
good Punisher.
yeah. After he got killed in The Walking Dead, he resurrects as the Punisher with the skull on his. He's a
Yeah,
zombie.
arguably
You
a
know.
better piece of entertainment. Punisher. The Walking Dead sucks.
The Walking Dead sucks after like season 3 or season 4. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
It just
season one
went
was
downhill.
interesting. Season two was, which was the season where they spent like the entirety in a farm.
Season 2.
Season two, yeah. Season two was
Hmm.
okay. Three was picking up the pace again, and
3
then yeah,
was the prison one.
just went all downhill from there to the point where like the actor Andrew Lincoln is like, "Fuck this! I don't want to do it anymore."
Yeah, they recently ended the season 8, I think.
Yeah,
Season
and
8, yeah, I think season 8.
season nine was it? Is it going to be his last season?
I think so.
Yeah,
Have you watched season 8?
there was
Because
a news article that said that Andrew Lincoln would be dropping out in season nine.
yeah, something like that. Cause he may die.
Yeah, he probably. I think it's a result of the actor being really tired of the show.
Most likely, and it's also part of how they ended season 8. Did you watch the end of season 8?
No, I've honestly given up on The Walking Dead, like long
All right,
since season
so
five or something.
uh, I mean, if you want, I could talk about what happened, and then maybe you'll get an idea of what's gonna happen in season 9 and why he is opting
Sure,
out of season. All right, so spoiler
sure.
alert for those who haven't watched season 8. All right, so what happened was Negan got defeated by um, what was his name?
Rick Grimes, yeah.
Rick Grimes, yeah. So he defeats Negan, and then he didn't kill Negan though, even though he was defeated,
All
and
right.
that pissed a lot of people off. It pissed Maggie off. It pissed Daryl off.
Uh huh.
It pissed many people off. He brought Negan back to the hilltop, I think, or was it? Yeah, he brought Negan back to the hilltop, back to their community. He treated him. He tied him to the bed, of course. He
Yep.
was bedridden. Negan was bedridden, and then they kind of like just want to lock him up in a cell, um, because Carl died, so he wants to. Rick wants to live by Carl's wishes, which is to stop the fighting, stop the killing.
Oh
So he
yeah.
decides not to kill Negan, brings him back, put him in a cell, and that's it. But Maggie wants him dead because he killed Abraham. He killed
Glenn, right?
that Asian guy, yeah, Glenn.
Glenn.
He killed Glenn. He killed Abraham. He killed many other people, and Maggie just couldn't stand that. She wants him dead, and then she kind of, and at the end of season 8, the people that were against the other were kind of gathered in a room. Daryl, Maggie, and a few other people, which I forgot who. They were like, they're not gonna let this happen. They said, we're not gonna let this happen. This is not gonna work out. And then, if it needs to happen, we'll take down Rick. And
Holy crap.
there may be some civil war going on
There
in
could be
season 9.
like
I
a
don't know.
mutiny.
Yeah. So I don't
Captain
know. Maybe
Grimes,
Rick
Civil
will.
War.
Maybe Rick will die. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
alright,
that's how it
yeah.
ended in season 8.
Wow, so they're leaving that there's a possibility that he might be betrayed by his own team because he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want to kill Negan.
Yeah, that
Okay,
is correct.
that's somewhat interesting, but I am never going back to that TV show.
It's kind of boring. I had to like really like uh some of the episodes I had to really like painfully sit through them just to see if there's anything exciting happening in this episode. And when it turns out there's nothing exciting, I'm like, ah, fuck.
Yeah, it's just given up on it. I've watched other better shows. Game of Thrones, still waiting for season
Mm.
8 to come out.
April
So
2019.
is it April? I hope it's earlier. Please be
April. It's
earlier.
April 2019. It's confirmed. And I think there's only gonna be 4 episodes or something like that. Or
I heard
three?
6.
6? Really?
Yeah, I heard 6.
I remember it was lesser than that. Oh well. The more the better, please.
You're Stannis Baratheon. Yeah, so I just it's just waiting for Game of Thrones. That's honestly the last thing on my mind. I mean, the only thing on my mind now. Just Game of Thrones. And get it out. George, write the new book. Right? I have the 5 of the first the book sitting. I'm just waiting for the 6th to come out. Where is Winds of Winter? You know, just hurry up and write that. Damn it. Slow.
George R. R. Martin,
Yeah.
the murderer.
Alright, so folks, that is all we have today for the Left Clickers podcast. Leave a like, leave a comment, and we will catch you next week.
See you guys soon.